Hello and welcome back to the last video for this class, and I'm starting by sharing with you the bag or box bag that I finished off that we made in the previous video, and I've just added this little sentiment from Wrapped in Christmas stamp set, and I die cut it from a stitched circle and then popped another one behind it, so I'm pleased with that. And let's crack on. And the last project is another little, well, it's a box, and it's this one you can use your bag for, and it's this little box here. Now I'm gonna probably do a different version to this one, because in case people don't have a little hole punch to do the holes here, but I will share with you how to do that stage if you do have a hole punch. Now I just need to check, we are working in centimeters for this one. Yeah, it's 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of your chosen card. Now I think I might do a red one. Now just looking at your card, I've still got left 2 sheets of pear, a sheet Pepizazz, a sheet of Mossy Meadow and a sheet of Real Red. So you've got enough to make a few more bags and boxes. Okay, and I'm going to decide which paper I'm going to use, and I think I should really use one that I've already cut down, but I think I might use this one because I quite like it. Quite like it with the red there. Okay, so we're working in metric, as I mentioned, and what we are going to do first is we are going to put the piece of card into our trimmers, and we're going to pop it in so it's portrait. The orientation is portrait, and we want to cut this piece of card down to 17 centimeters. I think that's right, yeah. So that means we need to cut 4 centimeters off it. So we'll pop that in there at 4 and cut that off. And you can use that for, we don't need that for this project, you can use it for something else. And then we are going to do some scoring. And you will need to open the arm of your trimmer to do your scoring. In fact, let me sit it in there. And what we're going to do first, we're going to score at 7 with it in portrait still. 7, and then move it to 14. So you've got 7 and 14, and then you've got like a 3 centimeter lip, and then you're going to turn it landscape, and you're going to score every 7 centimeters. So 7, 14, 21 and 28. Okay, right, now you will be, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 nice 7 centimeter squares, and there you've got 4. Then here you've got like a tab, 2 thin tabs, and you have then you've got 4 3 centimeters by 7 centimeter rectangles. Okay, so what we're going to do, first thing, I'm going to draw on here what we need to remove. We are going to remove this tab here and this tab here. So I've scribbled on the 2 that we're going to remove. So when I say we're going to remove them, I would cut to the left of the score line and do that. And the top one, okay, now you can sort of cut a little bit of a slither off here, cut that into a tab, all right, like that. And then what we're going to do is these score lines here, where the 3 centimeter rectangle is, we're going to cut up to that score line. And we're going to cut on the score line. Alright, we can fold, these are going to fold back. So you can fold those back like that. And then we're going to fold all these scored lines. And then from the bottom, we'll score the whole thing like that. Alright, now we're also going to cut up to the score line here. On the score line, up to the score line. I first made this box years ago when I was doing Stampin' Up parties, and I remember going to an event, and it was a craft group actually, and I'm sure I demoed this as a little Halloween treat box in purples and oranges and black. Okay, and we're actually just going to put this together now. So what happens is I've sort of turned it so it's inside out, and basically we put glue on that, and then we glue each of the bottom pieces on top of each other one by one, and then we put glue on the bottom one. We tuck this tab in, and then it basically sits closed like that. Now these here we can then pop we can then put holes in to tie the corners together, but I'm going to make this one as if I haven't got a hole punch. All right, but what I want to do before I assemble it is I'm going to put some paper on it, and I'm going to cut these squares to 6.5 centimeters square. So I'm going to cut across at 6.5, and then I'll have enough from one piece to do 4. 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, and guess what? 6.5. Okay, so I've done that. Now what I might do is as a bit of a design, oh yes, I like that. I've got that little bit left over, so I'm going to cut that down to 2.5 centimeters. Remember, we're in centimeters, which is almost like an inch. I'm going to cut another strip, so I'm going to cut a strip off that's 2.5 centimeters. And then I'm going to turn it and cut 3 more at 6.5. This has just come to me. I didn't plan on doing this, but I am going to do it now. I'm going to decorate the bit that, if we're not tying the ribbon on, I'm going to decorate the bit that hangs over. How exciting is that? So let's glue these on first. I think my glue is on its way out. I'll see if I can get this project finished before it gives up on me. Now, they do sort of have a definite way up, these, I think. So just keep an eye on the design. Now what I would do is fold these back. I might actually do it that way, and then I'm not folding them back. And glue these little ginghams on. It might have been best to do this in Mossy Meadow, but hey, never mind. I wasn't intending on doing this, as I've said once already. But I just think if you've not got a hole punch and you don't want to do the corners with the trim, then you can do this as an alternative, and we're going to stick it down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these down, but I think I'm going to try sticking them down before I put it together. It's just a nice little extra design. Okay, so they're all stuck down, and then we're going to start with the tab that's the furthest away from the small tab there, and we're going to put some glue on the bottom of it like that, and then we're going to take this one over, yeah, and then we're going to put glue on that one, and take that one over, and then we're going to put glue on this last one, and then we're going to pop some glue on that tab there. I'm going to take this one over, and as we do that, try and slide this tab in. In fact, slide the tab in first, get that glued, and then do the flap down at the bottom. That's probably easier. Glue is speedier with this, but tape would be a bit more accurate, I would think. I'm just going to glue that, hold that down there. And then you have got room to pop your hand in and just make sure that that's... And then look at that cute box. How cute is that? So it's an open box, yeah, and it's really, really solid, is that. This is perfect for teacher gifts. So this was a slightly different version. And what you would do is, well, I showed you, when you've glued it together, you can then punch the holes and tie each one together. So I'm really pleased with that. And what I think I'm going to do, there's a couple of alternative ways. I'm trying to see where my big join is, and it's there. So I'm going to probably put that to the back. So what you can do, just looking which one looks best. I'll go with that. So what you can do, you could do your little thing like that with the sentiment on, a bit like we did on the bag. Pop the bag in and just tie with a bow. Or you could make a little tag and put something in. In fact, it's easier to make this when you've got something in. So I'm obsessed with hand sanitizer. So you can tie that round like that with your bow, and you could put your twine and make your tag. But I think what I'm going to do is do it on the front. Now I'm going to use this stamp, and it says on it, may your days be merry and bright, and I'm going to try and get it. Oh, this is going to be fun. In fact, it might be easier to take the stamp, to take the piece of thing. Yeah, look, to the stamp. I'm going to, look, this is a trick. Pop that on there and rub it. Because I wasn't sure I was going to get it right. I still might not have. Well, it's not far off, is it, that? And then I'm going to pop that on with a pad. Or 3. I'm going to stick that on there like that, I think. Should I do that with some pads? Let's do that with a pad as well. And then I'm going to take some of my, as I say, I'm not doing a tag, but you can do a tag and you can send me a picture of what you've made. I'm going to tie this round here. I've got fresh air in my bag. Doing 2 bunny ears and placing them over each other, pushing the one on the right through the back, and then letting that piece flip over. Would be better with something in it. I did buy some quality streets actually today. Because you can't see that now, it needs to move up a bit. Fill that out a bit. Okay, there we have our little box with a bag with hopefully a tag, or you've done something on the front and you've been able to utilise what I've sent you, and maybe some bits from your stash. That's going to go in there like that. We'll have the ribbon sticking out like that. I'll just stand up and see what that looks like. And there we have our 3rd and final project. And these are really, really handy to do. So you've 4 more sheets of card left, so you could make 4 more of these, or you could make 4 more bags. If you do want to purchase any of the extra bits to make some more, then please do get in touch with me. Or if you need to know where they are in the catalogue, then I'm happy to help you out with that. But I will put a supplies list in the comments, not in the comments, in the description of this video. There'll be a supplies list with a link to the items on my store. So thank you for joining me on this Saturday afternoon, and I will be back on Tuesday for coffee and card, and we'll be back next Thursday for paper crafts and piano. And next Saturday is my curvy Christmas class, which is closed for bookings now, but that's next Saturday. Thank you for taking part in my class today, and stay safe and keep crafting. Thank you. Bye.